boom, boom.
Good morning, guys, and welcome to our very first podcast on the theme of Battle Royale games. I'm here with Arta, my co-host, and we have two guests with us today.
Hello.
Hello, Stuart and Benji.
Today, me and Dan will be talking about the two fantastic and very successful games, which are Fortnite and PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, in short, PUBG.
These two games are extraordinary as they both grew and still are growing rapidly, as Fortnite in under a year has got over 55 million players in all platforms, which include PC, Xbox and PlayStation.
PUBG is just as successful as Fortnite. Even though it came out earlier, it has got over 35 million sales, which 30 come from PC, as it only just recently released on Xbox, but not yet on PlayStation. They both made millions in different ways, as PUBG is a game that costs around $30, and you can also buy cases to get skins for your own character in Fortnite. It's a free game, which in each season it has loads of new loot and character customization, like costume, dances, emotes, gliders, trails, which all cost. Also, the games are so successful, especially Fortnite, in such a short time, as there are updates weekly to make sure the players are happy, adding new weapons, equipment in the game to make it more interesting, while fixing bugs to improve gaming.
Fortnite and PUBG can both be played in different ways. Just take Fortnite for example. You have the option to play solo, play against other solo players, duos. You can buddy up and fight against teams of two, or you can bring the whole squad with you and play up to three other people. Or if you so desire the challenge, choose the no fill option in the menu and go solo or just with two other friends. As soon as you choose where to land, you'll want to get your feet on the ground and grab a weapon as quick as possible to defend yourself. Your aim then is to keep upgrading your inventory and look for shields and meds in case you run into a fight. Another important part of the game is the building feature, which PUBG does not have in their game. It gives you a great advantage over a player if you can outbuild them, as it provides cover and if it gives you enough time to allow you to heal. It can also be used to achieve a high advantage, which is incredibly important in Fortnite, as you can see a lot more, and you will be in a much better position to hit those lethal headshots as you have the angle on your opponents.
PUBG, it's a game where you acquire loads of gun skill and good positioning. So you always look for cover and things like that, so you're not in the middle of gunshots. Also, PUBG is a competitive, more realistic game, which has problems, especially on the Xbox, as it is not fully released yet. We only play on 25 frames, while others on PC can play more than 60 frames per second and more. There are loads of bugs like the textures, glitches that haven't been fixed yet. And on the other side, Fortnite is a more cartoon game, just a fun, competitive game that also includes skill like building to protect yourself, and you always look for cover so you don't get shot up by multiple people at once. This game has a few small bugs. The biggest bug is that when you land in tilted towers, the biggest place on the whole game, when you pick up a gun, sometimes it won't let you use it for like 20 seconds, while other people can use them, and then you will die and you will lose. Both of the games update the games very frequently, and they want to keep the players happy.
So hi Stuart and Benji.
Hello.
Hi. So, which of those two games do you prefer and why?
I much prefer PUBG over Fortnite. I much prefer the realistic aspect of the gunplay, the slower pace, and all of that.
I agree, Benji. I love a good bit of PUBG. It's just the very much you get that more realistic play. It's also it was kind of the original one out of the two, and I've played it since they were early alpha, and really enjoy the game. They're always adding new things. They've got a lot of good stuff planned, you know.
Yeah.
So I do much prefer PUBG.
Obviously, you two play on PC. You're mainly PC players.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here we are.
So you have the advantage of that extra,
Those extra
power.
frames.
There's extra frameage.
Yeah.
That
And obviously, because it's been on a PC for longer, we don't get as many of the awful bugs you get in the Xbox version.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's not very enjoyable. That.
no. But then again, if you look at Fortnite, you still do have some problems.
We do every now and then, like after every update, there seems to be like a new bug.
Yeah, well, that tends to be the way with development and games and stuff. But have you seen the most recent announcement from Fortnite?
The new jetpack, is it?
No, they're bringing it to mobile.
Mobile?
Yeah,
Really?
They're bringing it over to mobile. Yeah, you'll be able to
Ooh.
play Fortnite on the toilet.
Oh yeah.
In school, you'll be able to in college. You should be able to sit there and
Wow.
play Fortnite.
That is
The
impressive.
bane of all teachers.
Yeah, that is the latest news from the Fortnite area.
What do you feel about the building aspect of the game?
I feel like there's definitely some potential in there. I think it adds a completely different aspect to the game. Being able to just build something to protect yourself in like a couple of seconds so you can heal or whatever, get yourself prepared is really useful. But it also has some really nice mechanics in there. So like being able to like choose which part of the wall you want to build, and obviously. If you destroy the bottom structure, the whole thing falls. It's really nice, and you see people who have like learned to build really, really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are like building towers at the rate of like nothing. And then you also get all the people who go into games just to try and build crazy structures. Like you could see people go into games and build a massive ship just in the middle of the game. It's like that's mental. There's some really nice things that you can do with it.
I feel the community is quite positive. Everyone seems to get along, and the game in general is you get a good vibe. After you finish it, you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. I feel like in Fortnite you're more likely to get a kill.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do feel that.
Yeah. The map's way smaller.
The map is way smaller. Speaking of the smaller map though, PUBG, they announced their roadmap for this year. So what they're going to do in this year, and they announced that they're going to bring out a new 4x4 kilometer island map. So it's a much smaller map, and they're hoping it's going to make more intense and faster paced games.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be very similar to Fortnite. So that'll be interesting to see how that compares to the speed of, because a Fortnite game doesn't last that long, does it?
No, it lasts around 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's if you win.
Whereas a PUBG match could last 40 minutes if you really wanted. If it was, like, especially on the new desert map where there's like you can hardly find anyone within the
Yeah,
first
that map is absolutely huge.
10 minutes. You won't find anyone. So it'll be definitely interesting to see the difference in speed. But yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Mm.
We need to talk about something else now.
Why do you think these games are successful?
I think just the explosive nature of PUBG. Like, there have been Battle Royale games before, but PUBG has been able to allow new players to get into the genre. And then as soon as PUBG came out, Fortnite came out as a free-to-play game, which really, really helped it get the edge over PUBG.
Interesting you should say that though, because H1Z1,
It's coming out
H1Z1
with
is
Battle
coming out as
Royale.
free to play.
Really?
Yeah. So it will no longer be in early access.
Well, yeah, they've got
It
to
is
stay
at the moment.
competitive.
Yeah.
All the players are moving to PUBG and Fortnite. They have to.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to see how Fortnite has grown, just because because there is a story mode to Fortnite, isn't there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
and
costs,
you can pay for that, but
Yeah.
the Battle Royale bit is
That
free.
is coming out free this year.
Yeah.
Is it?
Mhm.
And the V-Bucks that you buy costumes for,
Yeah.
and all the attachments for like gliders and things like that, you can get V-Bucks in that game mode.
Oh,
I myself earned over 2,500 by just playing that game mode.
wow. So that's interesting,
Mhm.
because PUBG hasn't got a story mode, which makes it kind of different from Fortnite in that way. But I feel here's a question I have. Right, PUBG, there's a massive problem with hackers and cheaters.
Yeah.
What's it like in Fortnite? I don't really know what
Non-Xbox.
on Xbox.
Non-Xbox. There's no hackers on Xbox. You don't get
I
hackers.
wouldn't say no hackers. I think
I've-
I've come across one or two.
I've never
on
seen a
Xbox,
hacker.
I've never seen a
I've
hacker on a
never
console
seen a
before.
hacker on a
Maybe on
console.
PC, but
Maybe on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, but not the next gen ones. It's really hard to probably hack a next gen console.
Mm.
Well, they have been out for quite a long time.
Yeah.
So I suspect there is some platform out there you can use on your Xbox
Probably.
to do it, but it's
Pretty
probably
sure it has to be done. But yeah, it's quite very rare actually.
very rare to.
Mm.
So not on PC.
On PC, I saw clips on Fortnite getting hacked, like
Okay.
just see-through walls and aimbot,
but
just like a PUBG probably.
I recently received an update on Fortnite though, and as soon as I installed it, then all of a sudden Battle Eye came up, which is also PUBG's main defense for hackers.
Yeah.
The Battle Eye system. But PUBG is still rampant with hackers, so I'm not sure this would work for Fortnite.
No, it was interesting because PUBG's new anti-cheat software, or whatever they were using, started randomly banning players.
Yeah.
Just random. It was just, and so that's going to be a massive hit for PUBG. There's also a lot of controversy over the rules of PUBG. Like, a long time ago, there was the whole Dr. Disrespect killed a team player. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he got banned for like a while, and there was massive controversy whether he should have been banned or not, because like in their rules or terms of service, it obviously says you don't team kill, but in fact, why shouldn't you be allowed to team kill?
Oh yeah, a while ago, Fortnite took that out of the game as well. You used to be able to team kill.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I'm not playing Fortnite anymore.
Yeah, what's the point of playing Fortnite if you can't kill your
That's
teammates?
all we do.
Yeah.
That's all we do in PUBG. We just
Yeah.
kill each other.
Yeah.
It's another question. Do you watch any streamers for like Fortnite and PUBG?
A bit like Dr. Disrespect. Yeah. I don't usually watch streams live, but I do watch highlights just to get, well, not tips and tricks, but just to see how the pros do it.
Yeah.
And sort of like try and replicate what they do.
Have you recently seen well, not recently, but like since the Doctor Disrespect has returned, he's been playing more Fortnite than PUBG.
Well, I think it's because Fortnite has just way more updates constantly. Every week there's a new update, just adding new things more and more for players to get more involved, which is why I think it may overtake PUBG.
You know how Doctor Disrespect says he's the best? Is he already better than Ninja?
For those of you who don't know, these are Twitch streamers and pro PUBG players that are very good at what they do, and I'm always respecting the doc, so I'm going for the doc.
I'm going for a Doc too.
Yeah, well, I've seen the doc play. I quite often tune into the doc when I'm looking for something to do, and he's playing a variety of different battle royale games. He's played there's another one that's quite sci-fi based, not Fortnite. I can't think what it's called, but he played that for a bit, and Fortnite. Yeah, I noticed he's playing a lot more Fortnite, turning down on the PUBG, but that's because I think he doesn't. He's enjoying PUBG less.
Who would you go for then, Stuart?
Would I go for Ninja or?
Yeah.
I'd probably go the Doc.
Yeah.
Doc's the original.
Doc's always just too charismatic.
I
He's
just
too funny as well.
Sorry guys, I have to be the odd one out on this.
You're a ninja, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I just feel like Ninja plays almost constantly at the moment, so I feel like Dr. Disrespect would obviously beat him on PUBG game, and on Fortnite, I'm not so sure.
Well, obviously, we can't prove that. No one can prove because they never won against each other in Fortnite, like in the same game. But I did see them in PUBG. Or was it H1Z1? I think it was. And I know that Doc killed Summer. Like, if you don't know who Summer is or Shroud, they both killed each other loads of times. They're like really good players as well. But honestly, I think Doc would win. I just see him as being the best.
I know PUBG's got this whole. PUBG's also got their custom games system, so they can do kind of 1v1s. You can do like, say if Ninja and Doc wanted to do a 1v1 in PUBG, they'd be able to do that. But I'm not. I don't. From what I know, there isn't that kind of system in Fortnite.
That wasn't Fortnite, just as a test. And apparently, in the future, they will add custom games. So like on PC, because they used to have it on PC.
There are custom games.
Not at the moment. They're not at the moment. They used to be. They used to be right at the start.
Interesting, because that's definitely one of the big things in PUBG that kind of makes it stand out as well, because that allows for a lot more esports. Yeah, if you're not related to PUBG and you wanted to do an esports tournament, you just have to be a partner with PUBG, and then obviously that doesn't make any sense, but you can create a custom game. Whereas if Fortnite and you want to do an esports tournament, you actually have to contact Fortnite, get a whole system set up so you can just get your players in the game.
Yeah, but one thing I do know is Keemstar from Drama Alert.
Oh yeah.
He is hosting a UMG on the website UMG, a Fortnite tournament. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but apparently it's started like 2 days ago, and now you can go play and earn money on Fortnite. in
Interesting.
tournaments. I don't know
Mhm.
I don't know any more information about that, but it's on his Twitter. So
Interesting.
I think this Battle Royale esports, I don't think is going to take off because I think there's just
Yeah.
too many random elements to it.
Yeah.
Like all the loot is randomly generated,
Yeah.
so all the guns are completely different. Maybe if they were actually like
spawned in.
they were spawned in specifically, so there are specific spots where you can find specific weapons. I think it might be better because that way you can add strategy to it
Yeah.
instead of just completely random, like spawns. Like you could be screwed over, or you could have the best game of your life.
Yeah, you could have like an AKM with an 8-times scope and a Car 98, and then some other guy could have just a normal pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
level
feel
1 helmet.
I feel they may have to only spawn common weapons in competitive games like that. Maybe that could be.
I
a
think
way
that would be quite good because that means
Yeah.
fights will last longer because they don't
Yeah.
obviously don't do as much damage,
to- yeah.
and it does that does sound
So,
quite interesting.
and what they should also do in Fortnite if they did competitive, they should only give you a certain number of bandages and medkits and shields,
Mhm.
so one person can't have like just a whole inventory of just medkits. Like when they get shot, they just get max health again.
Okay, and that is it for today, guys. Thank you for tuning in to our Battle Royale podcast. Thank you for being here with us, Stuart and Benji,
No worries. Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
thank
thank
you.
you for having us.
and thank you to my co-host Arta. And have a good day, guys.